Phase 1 alone will see about 75% of the economy resuming operations. Thereafter, we will continue to monitor the situation, particularly over the first 2 weeks of June. If the community transmission, if infection rates over these 2 weeks remain low and stable, then we will decide by the middle of June on whether we want to take the next step to move to Phase 2. And that means that Phase 2 could happen before the end of June. And the broad items that we are looking at for resumption of activities in Phase 2 would include, for example, retail shops and consumer services. It would include dining in at F&B outlets, but subject to a cap of up to 5 people. It would include the opening of sports facilities and more public venues, including stadiums and swimming pools. It would include allowing social interactions and family visits, again subject to this group size capped at 5 people. As we prepare ahead for Phase 1 and later Phase 2, we will continue, of course, to be vigilant and take prompt enforcement action. Businesses must be aware that if a case were to emerge in their workplace setting, if clusters were to emerge later, they run the risk of having their entire outlet, their entire business or shop closed for quite a while. In parallel, while we talk about reopening of these activities in our community, in parallel, we are also continuing with conversations and work on reopening our borders, establishing travel bubbles with countries where the virus situation is under control, and having safe green lane travel arrangements with specific countries. Having these arrangements does not mean that we will allow mass market travel. That will take a bit longer. We've put out the roadmap, we've put out the timelines of when we can move from Phase 1 to Phase 2. How fast we can go about doing this, whether or not this timeline we have sketched out can materialize, depends critically on every Singaporean, on every resident. If we all do our part, if we are all vigilant and socially responsible, all the way from now till the middle of June, then we stand a good chance of being able to proceed with Phase 2 before the end of June. But if people choose to disregard the rules, they choose to continue to flout, breach the rules, and take reckless actions that may cause clusters to form, then it will be very, very hard for us to proceed on these timelines. So we want to call on everyone. Let's do our part. We are all in this together. So let's be responsible. Let's all cooperate during this critical period